That was a nice switch, by the way. We did not plan it that way, but that was absolutely perfect. That could not have gone better.
Well,
know what I'm saying?
I assume we're recording right now.
Yeah, we absolutely are.
You usually are the one that's like, by the way, we're recording.
Yeah.
I was just going to preempt that.
I do like to have, I do like to surprise sometimes. You know?
I know this.
I actually did that to the client
Yeah.
that I did a podcast with. And I was like, oh, surprise, surprise, we're up and at 'em. What?
You got to delete that shit.
You got to be kidding me. What is this, your idea of a bad joke? Don't do that. It's fun, though.
That's good.
It's a good time.
Absolutely.
Dude, welcome to allergy season, man.
Yeah.
It's here.
I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, it's...
I mean, I get it a little bit, but nothing like you and some of my siblings, our siblings.
Yeah, dude, I spent a lot of time being super emotional just in my eyes and nose. Or so it seems. You know?
What was it that upset you?
Ragweed.
Okay.
Yeah, upsets me on a regular basis every time of year. Sympathize with a lot of Americans out there that suffer from that disorder.
Is this
ragweed intolerance?
Is this full ragweed season right now?
Yeah, it's big time.
Okay.
It is popping off. Bad.
What are you doing about it?
Taking Zysol.
Okay.
You know, the commercials with the owl.
This segment is brought to you by...
Yeah, no doubt. This commercial is brought to you by owls.
Yeah.
No, but they had the Zysol, whatever. But I take that.
I got you. Yep.
Do a little nose spray and eye drops.
Mm-hmm.
And helps. But still, it takes me about 90 minutes in the morning just to get my eyes open.
I'm sorry that that's happening to you. You did say that you were a victim of advertising just now because you talked about the Zysol owl, and that's what you're using is Zysol.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to touch on that briefly for a moment. Do you know that the United States of America and only one other country allows pharmaceutical products to be advertised on TV? All other countries in the world, it's illegal.
That I had heard that before, and I'll tell you, I would never know that if I didn't listen to, can you guess? Joe Rogan.
I didn't hear it on Joe Rogan, but yeah.
But I think he's the one that kind of made that knowledge, like,
right,
public out there, everybody can know. But it was New Zealand, right?
New Zealand, yeah.
Yeah.
New Zealand and the United States, we advertise pharmaceuticals.
Yep.
All other countries, you can't do that.
Which is...
So do you remember when, like, cigarettes, you don't remember, I don't remember, but cigarettes, like, they used to be advertised on TV. You had the Marlboro Man. Everybody wanted to be the Marlboro Man.
I do remember seeing some Camel commercials.
Right. So, like, back in, like, I want to say the 80s or early 90s tops, the big tobacco, they were like, you cannot advertise tobacco products on television. So you don't see that now, right? If you did, it would be every other commercial.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like it is with pharmaceuticals.
Well, it'd go back and forth from pharmaceuticals to tobacco.
Yeah, it'd be like...
It's like good...
No, hold on. This is the commercial lineup for the night, okay? It'd be like, would you like to do some dip or smoke some cigarettes? And then the next commercial would be a pharmaceutical company saying, like, would you like to stop smoking or stop chewing?
Yeah, for sure.
We have a pill for that.
Yeah, and then the next one is a beer commercial. It's like, we're brought to you brewed in the Rockies, smooth, cold, and crispy. And then the next one is like, are you drinking too much and you'd like to stop?
Yeah.
It's like pharmacies have, or Pfizer has blah, 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 come up with this. The only side effect is certain death, but you'll stop drinking, you know? Like, that would be the lineup. It's just altering between vice to...
Anti-vice.
Stuff that'll kill you.
Stuff
that'll kill you slow,
right?
Tobacco and booze, or stuff that'll kill you fast, pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, medicine.
Yeah, for sure.
So the reason I brought that up, I'm like, that's wild. That's crazy. We've got all this, medicine that's supposed to help us, right?
Right.
And like the rest of the world knows, it's like, okay, you do not advertise this stuff.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh man, we got the opioid epidemic, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, the next thing you know, we've got, pharmaceutical companies, which, I mean, big pharma, that's like one of the leading drivers in our economy, which is super messed up.
They own people.
Right.
In government.
No, it's crazy. So I saw a couple of statistics the other day that just blew me away, which is why I wanted to bring this topic up. I don't want to go too deep into the rabbit hole here, but it's like crazy to me.
Let's dip our toe. Dip our toe.
So there was something like 50 million prescriptions every year for Adderall.
118 million. I just heard it 2 days ago. 118 million for Adderall every year.
Just in the United States.
Just in the United States.
So like,
well, hold on.
No, are you sure?
I heard 118 million, and I could have sworn that it was the United States.
But I mean, you know what our population is, though, right?
Yeah, it's 119 million.
No, it's like, dude, like
350,
300 and something, right?
Right. Okay. Maybe that's the world then. Maybe I
was just saying, it doesn't matter if it's 50 million or 100 and whatever number you gave. That's still an extremely high percentage of our country that's on meth.
Yeah,
from pharmacies. So
for sure,
you take that into consideration, and then you look at the opioid problem that we've had, which is highly publicized. Everybody knows about that.
Yep.
And you're just like, and then every freaking day, I turn on the television, which I try not to very much, but it's football season, so
you have to have it on.
Yeah, so I'm seeing a lot, which, by the way, we've got a lot to get to.
For sure. High five.
With football. Let's go, baby.
It's back.
Mind-numbing fantasy talk coming soon on this podcast.
Maybe we should save that for a little bit of Brandon.
Yeah, I mean,
Brandon could numb your mind, too.
I'm totally good with that, but going back to the basically like every other commercial on TV.
Yep.
You get like a commercial for, Twix, like the left Twix, right? Twix thing, right?
Yeah.
And then the next
erectile dysfunction.
Hold on. The next commercial is for a diabetes or weight loss.
Yeah, for sure.
Like medicine that
Ozempic.
Yeah, there you go.
That one,
and
yeah. It's everywhere.
And then it's like, who was the number one company that was funding the research for Ozempic? Oh, it was Nestle.
Yeah.
It's like, sure, what dude. The hell? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, dude, that's not wrong. It's funny, but it's accurate.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, at some point we got to start having some personal responsibility and accountability for our choices instead of just being like, you know what? I just eat so much sugar every day. Now I got to have some Ozempic.
Yeah.
Right.
I need somebody to counteract, because I ain't going to stop. I need somebody to counteract my sugar intake, because I have to have it. I'm down in the dumps. I got to eat sugar.
Right. So are Americans just like, it's basically the pharmaceutical company has become, it's like, if you're too weak-minded to quit your bad habits, we got you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Here. The habit you really want to get rid of, no problem. We got you.
Yeah.
Now, it's going to involve 3 other habits that you really don't want to have.
Right. Or you may end up dying or have terrible side effects from this medicine.
Yeah.
Because if you ever listen to the side effects portion of the commercials, it's like, holy crap, I'm going to have a whole nother disease from this pill.
It's insane, dude. And do you remember, like, I did that psychology presentation back in college, and it's actually like a stand-up.
Underwear goes outside the pants?
Underwear goes outside the pants. That one.
I remember that.
And he's talking about how he's like, man, these pharmaceutical drug commercials on TV are just insane, man. Every single one of them is like, oh, how do I get that disease? That disease comes with a hot chick and a puppy, because it makes it look like they're like
that's right.
flying kites, and they got balloons. They're catching fish, and they're just having the time of their lives, And then meanwhile, if you're actually listening,
like, man, I wish I had erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly, like, that was the point of the commercial, or of the bit that the guy did.
Yeah.
That's a great point. It's wild. At the even I heard somewhere that maybe I'm whatever. I can't give you all the details on it, but I heard out somewhere that, like, Ozempic, if you take it for too long, if you stay on it, that it'll, like, turn your face into, like, hard cartilage.
What?
Yeah, and you know, like
Get
the
out.
fake
Are you
Santa
serious?
Claus on the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
He can't close
Oh,
his
yeah,
mouth. He's
yeah.
just like plastic face.
Yeah, and like he takes a drink and it just like
Yeah,
goes
it
out of
just-
his mouth.
like Murr on Impractical Jokers. When
Yes,
he gets the Novocaine
yes.
shots in his mouth.
Oh, so good.
But I've heard that if you stay on it too long, like that's a side effect. Your face just
Dude.
becomes plastic.
That is messed up.
Yeah,
But it
and-
doesn't surprise me though, because it's like, you know, that's just one side effect of like all these drugs that we take. Apparently, America, the United States, spends like 10 times the amount of any other country on prescription medications.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
And per capita. So
Yeah.
it's not like, just more whatever you take.
Yeah, it's not
per
like
capita.
we're just more than Venezuela.
Right.
It's per person. We're
Right.
10 times
like
more.
per capita is more. And then what's crazy on top of that is we're like, I saw a statistic the other day. We're like 28th in the world as far as overall health.
Yeah.
So we actually have some of the worst overall health of the of any nation, and we're spending all this money on medicine to help us. And apparently we had which I don't know how much you want to put into this, but like of the COVID deaths, we had a very minor percentage of the overall COVID cases, and like 10 times the amount of COVID deaths of anybody else.
Right.
Which of course has probably got to do with people were getting paid off by government agencies to basically inflate the numbers, or the institutions themselves were like,
Yeah.
let's get paid by the government.
And now
to-
that's
to
back.
inflate.
And now that's backfiring because they're like, oh, well, we didn't think about whenever statistics came out,
Right, yeah.
And then that's also like, I think that the fact that like,
But still, it's like we're super unhealthy, but we're spending all this money to be healthy. It's like,
yeah,
what the hell?
but I think it's the wrong.
What the
money.
healthy?
What the healthy, dude? Yeah. Nice, dude. That was a Duncan for sure right there. I think that is more like, I think it's because it's like creating a crutch. All right, you
Yeah.
spend all this money on like pharmaceuticals and all the healthy and stuff, and like,
You have to have these opioids to be healthy.
yeah, you don't understand. If you don't take OxyContin, you're never going to be happy. You're never going to be healthy.
So messed up.
Yeah, it is. But I think that it creates, because you're like, oh, well, there's always something out there to fix my problem.
Right.
So that's why I think it's like a crutch, dude. And
It's like, I'm just going to keep making bad choices,
yeah,
but I always have this pill to bail me out.
for sure.
Right?
Yeah. There's emergency medicine
Right.
to fix me whenever I decide that I want to be fixed, or whenever my body just decides that it's going to break.
Yeah.
I think that it kind of feels like,
Your body's like, that's my last Kit Kat bar.
yeah, I am not doing it. I know you think they taste good. I don't even like them anymore, But I think that feels like a crutch, so you can just lean on medicine anytime that you want to,
Sure.
And then also, like, one part of this has got to be, I realize that, like,
Did you
a lot
think
of
we were
the
going to
world-
talk about health and wellness in the pod?
No, dude. That's what I love about the pod is because, like, wherever it goes, I'm down. Let's get into it,
Yeah.
I think another problem is, and I realized that there were a lot of countries in the world that had lockdowns, but for a lot of people, you know what a lockdown meant?
You lose your business. I mean, in the United States, it did.
Yeah, losing your business, but then, like, for a lot of other people, another side effect of that was a sedentary lifestyle, even
sure,
more
yeah.
so than they already had.
And I mean, and not to mention, which I'm a pretty big believer in, like, every time you go out and you get dirt on your hands, or you breathe other people's air, or whatever, your immune system is learning, right?
Right. Building.
That's pretty well commonly accepted science.
Yeah,
That like what your body's exposed to over time, you develop antibodies. I mean, that's the whole principle behind vaccines, is that you're
Right.
like exposing the body to a little bit of whatever, and then your body develops like immunities to it.
You're making your body immune to it,
Right.
without exposing yourself to the potentially dangerous side effects of some of these diseases.
So here's what I don't get.
which is, in theory, a great idea.
And not to rehash all the COVID vaccine, anti-vaccine, all that, but here's what I don't get. The same people that were basically wanting to force people to get vaccines, which is a exposure to certain bad things for your body,
Right.
so that your body can develop
Hazards.
Yeah, so that your body can develop natural antibodies to it.
Right.
That is what a vaccine is.
For sure.
So those people were pushing it on everybody, saying that we needed to do that. But those were the same people that were saying we don't need to be around each other. We need to put mandatory mask mandates. You cannot go to a wedding. You cannot go to a funeral. You cannot. Yes, you're going to lose your business, but it doesn't matter because it's just we have to protect these people. So it's like, well, which one is it? Because the science is the same for both.
Yeah.
It's like, there are probably going to be some people that get sick and die, but you think about it. It's like that. It's the same type of idea, is that your body is getting exposed to something. It's developing antibodies. But these people were like, no, we're only going to develop antibodies using the shot, but not develop it with, how our immune systems are generally wired.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to rehash it once again, but I feel like there's some of that coming back right now. I heard about some mask mandates coming in.
Yeah.
COVID's starting to pop back up. So I was like, okay, I kind of wanted to bring up the general like healthcare topic just because I'm like, you know what?
Don't do this again. We ain't doing this again.
Let's just learn from our mistakes. Let's just be smarter about this. And if like everybody wants to freak out and be like, okay, we have to shut the economy down again, I would like to see how many people have died from the opioid crisis.
Yeah.
And all the stuff that the pharmaceutical companies have fed us for years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And
processed food
right,
and
just And I mean, you could go down the line with all the genetically modified stuff and the corn that we eat every single day in our diet and in every single thing that's got
Roundup
on it. And here's the thing: it's not that Roundup necessarily is terrible, but what's happened is we've made genetically modified foods to be Roundup resistant. So in college, I learned about it's basically they make corn. It's called Roundup Ready corn.
Yeah.
And that's a genetically modified food. You can go spray Roundup on the corn. It doesn't kill the corn. It kills all the Johnson grass and all that junk, right?
Johnson.
That's great, right? Makes your cornfield look awesome.
Yeah.
And makes your crop yields great.
Gives you diarrhea.
Yeah, but have you noticed what has happened in the last 20 years? All these people that are celiac, that can't have grains,
right?
That have wheat allergies, the gluten deals,
for sure,
didn't exist before the GMO stuff, right? It didn't exist before you started having all the
glyphosates.
Yeah. I mean, glyphosate, you're spraying that on, and they're like, well, it's not crop ready at that time. Well, it's like, it's going in the plant.
Yeah. The plant's going to absorb the things that are, it's running down to the root system. It's going to pull that in. Right. It's going to take that in.
So tell me the glyphosate's not affecting the cellular construction, because that's what a gluten intolerance is an intolerance to cellulose on the outside of, so that's the cell wall, right, of plant matter. And so you're all of a sudden intolerant to that. Well, it's like, okay, well, did the glyphosate, the Roundup Ready corn that we sprayed glyphosate on, so the cell walls got real tough, right?
Right.
To resist the glyphosate.
Yeah.
Do you think that might have something to do with the fact that the digestive system is just wrecked when it goes in there? Like, just think about that. Like, where's the studies on that? But yet, no, we have to shut the whole entire economy down because, of COVID.
Yeah.
But no one cares about this stuff. So.
I've got 2 points back to what you're saying. One is, through all this with you totally nailed it, but it's essentially saying, no, your body's response system to all of these, your body's response system that has worked for forever, building an immune system to be resistant to something that it had slight exposure to, recognizing that in the future it could be dangerous, and so it's going to build a shield.
Right, yeah.
But now
it's a natural process.
But now it's not good enough.
Right.
No, your body's natural response isn't good enough. Even though the majority of the healthy population would go out and build that response just from being around some of these things, your body's not good enough anymore to do that. No, now our science is superior to your incredibly created body. And so this is the only way. So sit in your house, get fat, and then take our shot, have a heart attack and die.
Do you think those two things could be related though? Like we're getting all this like genetically modified foods, stuff that's we're getting all this junk basically inside of our body. So now our body is having a more difficult time like with those natural systems that are supposed to function. Like your digestive system is supposed to be able to process plant matter, right?
Yeah.
But now we can't do it.
I've actually got my second point to that, and I just added a third point.
All right.
Which is
all right, now let's go.
All right, let's go. Here we go. COVID cast. Yeah, baby. No, but I have heard that like people that are gluten intolerant, like if they eat pasta in the United States, bad deal, dude.
Dude, yes.
Tears them up, and
Right.
it's like, and I'm not talking about the sauces, the meats. Let's leave that out of it. It's the noodle itself, the pasta. They eat that and it tears them up, right? Like our own mom is,
Right.
she can't do that. Pasta would tear up because all the wheat.
We love
gluten.
you, Mom.
Love you, mom. Love you, mom. But people that go like visit Italy and eat the natural, because most like if you go to a small town in
I'm
Italy,
assuming they probably do not have genetically modified foods. In their arsenal.
I'm sure that they have some maybe, but like what I've heard is when you go to this small town where it's like, you're vacationing
in
a little town.
We grew this wheat in the backyard and made our own pasta with it.
Yeah. Or like, anyway, they got it from somebody in their county or whatever, so it's local and it's untreated.
Which, I mean, you could have technically a genetically modified food if it was, let's just say, I mean, who knows? I'm not an expert on it.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, maybe you didn't spray it with glyphosate.
Yeah, kind of like how over time.
Which, by the way, if you don't know what glyphosate is, it's the active ingredient in Roundup. This segment is not brought to you by Roundup.
Brought to you by glyphosate.
And we're not like bashing on them. There's plenty of class action lawsuits and all sorts of stuff that's been going on with not only Roundup and the makers of Roundup, but like a bunch of other companies.
Yeah, for sure. And no bash to that product. There's an application for it, absolutely.
Right.
I do.
The food that we eat, though,
it's outside of our.
Not 100% certain that's where it needs to be going.
No, I believe that the application is outside of our food.
Right.
But the last thing I was going to hit on was the you go to Italy, you eat homemade pasta, naturally grown. They don't have the same response. Their body responds
There's
different.
There's no celiac disease in Italy. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I'm just saying people that experience those symptoms in the United States eating those foods, when they go to Italy and eat those foods, they don't have the same response. It's drastically different.
Like, was this a study or is this just kind of like just a?
There's been studies.
Really?
And I've listened to a lot of different publications where there was
I'd be
personal
very
experience.
interested in seeing like someone actually do a scientific study and see.
Dude,
because that would be like almost empirical evidence right there.
You fly me and my family to Italy, and I will do that study, dude.
I could probably get a hold of a few people that would be like, okay, let's do this.
Let's do this study. Dude, the other thing is, I went to my doctor a while back, and I was just talking to him. I'm like, man, I just trying to, work on being healthy and kind of fix a couple things, and talking to him and
eat less donuts.
Yeah, eat less. Nah, I gotta have those, man, dude.
Sorry, I can't do it.
But I was
eat less potato chips.
Nah, I can't do that, man.
Drink less beer.
Nah, I can't do that, man. Nah, that ain't me, dude. That ain't me.
Okay, man, cool. Keep working on your health.
Yeah, sounds good. Good talk. See you out there. But he tells me, he goes, so he did testing that like tests your gut health. And he started educating me on different things, dude. And he was telling me that like 97% of like serotonin and dopamine and like literally all of your feel-good chemicals in your testosterone is produced in your gut. These things are produced in your gut. And he said, and part of the reason that we have so many problems. Yeah, I'm hosed, dude. He's like, part of the reason that we have to prescribe so many pills for different things is because these chemicals that help people feel right and feel okay, they're produced in the gut. And because of what we eat, the gut is destroyed and incapable of making these incredibly imperative chemicals. He goes, so everybody's at a deficit on all these things because their gut is so busy just trying to essentially take care, survive off of what they're eating, that it doesn't have time or energy to make the chemicals that you need in your brain
to feel good.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
or to, you say testosterone?
Yeah, testosterone,
to get an erection,
dopamine. Yeah.
Now you need a pill for that.
Yeah. He's like, man, I know you guys are having intimacy issues. You gotta lay off of the whole wheat,
dude. But it's a beautiful thing for the pharmaceutical companies.
Oh yeah,
because you're gonna need a pill for that.
That is billions. There's a pill for that, and it's gonna cost you.
Like it's a common punchline. It's like, well, there's a pill for that, right?
Yeah,
but it's actually pretty effed up.
It's actually American lifestyle.
No, it's effed up though.
It's for sure.
Is this really like how you want to live your life?
And how you want to resolve things?
Yeah, it's like be dependent on the pharmaceutical companies to give you proper digestion, to give you an erection, to let you poop on time and regularly, to be able to feel good, to like just go down the line. It's like, dude, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure there's a natural way to do that. It's just kind of how like God designed us and set this thing up.
Right.
I don't think we need to over medicate ourselves.
No, let's just do things better as people, and I think we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You know, dude, I gotta tell you, I think Brandon might be here.
Did we just do like a 20? Like I don't know how long.
That was 30 minutes.
We just did 30 minutes.
That's knucking futz, dude.
On like health and pharmaceuticals.
Right. As I'm sitting here with my chubby little gut poking out.
Yeah, and here's the thing: I can't wait to talk about football.
I know.
So.
Was that the doorbell?
Welcome back to the pod.
Yeah, welcome back to the Purvcast. Ever evolving, just getting better, you know?
So there's a lot to think about these days, but
for sure, man.
There you go. There's some serious. Maybe we can get into the not so serious. I mean, it's serious for us because we were serious fantasy football players.
It is serious, but it might be a little bit less. I don't know, man. I think controversial is good, man. You like COVID, you like diarrhea, you like eating wheat that's infected with gasoline, keep doing it. We don't care.
That's right. All right, man. That was good.
Yeah, for sure. See ya.